Here's how to find every single tower rush in the game as of September of 2023. I say that because, like, if you see this in the future, it could be very helpful for the initial part, but, like, when there is released, like, Zone 9 and the Ring 6 realm and others, you will need to find another way to reach there. But I might do an update on this in the future. Also, this is my 300th video. Kind of doing this a lot. June 18th, 2021 is when I started. Now, I was initially going to upload it then because I was like, why not record Tower of Double Trouble? But then I was going on vacation like the next day, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to wait till I get back, which was about a week later. And then there begins the journey of my channel. So now let's actually get to this. So, anyways, when you spawn in initially to Ring 1, you want to do the Tower Rush, which is whatever. I'm not going to really explain, I'm just going to explain how to get there. Yeah, so when you spawn in, you want to go to viewing area, and then you want to check out this first tree. You go on the side with the benches, and you'll notice this button. What you want to do is you want to hit it, and then immediately walk back to spawn. Now, if you walk back, because you saw that hole opened as soon as I hit the button. So basically, what you want to do, you want the button, and then immediately go down this hole, and that is Ring 1 Tower Rush. Also, if you're doing this tower rush, it has 12 towers in it. Just keep that in mind. Also, by the way, I will show how many towers are in each one, to give you like an idea, because sometimes like there's stuff that's been added, stuff that's been like Ring 2 used to have 8 towers in it when I initially did it, but then at the end of 2021 things kind of changed. Also, why am I doing this? I beat the tower years ago. Alright, so that's how to find Ringo Towers. Now, as you notice, there's a sub realm far over there, which has a way of accessing it, which I'm not going to show the way to access each sub realm because I don't want this to be 5,000 years long. Also, like, I'd actually have to figure that out again. Anyways, yeah. So now it's time for Gownage. Also, I'm going to do cuts to each one because I tried to do without cuts, and let's say it did not go so well. So yeah. Now it's time for Forgotten Ridge. Now that you're in Forgotten Ridge, you'll notice this is later, I don't know why. It's probably preparing for Halloween event. Instead of find it, you go to where you go see the sign Forgotten Ridge. But you'll notice these obstacles on. Don't go that way because it's much more difficult. What you want to do is you want to go to the cat therapy and go to this side. You'll see this platform right here. You want to jump on that platform right there. As when you jump down, you turn and into the island, and you'll see Forgotten Towers. It's pretty simple, just like the other one. Yeah, Forgotten Towers. This one, although it has more towers, it is slightly easier in my opinion because like 8 of the towers are actually steeples, which the only thing that's really going to be going bad for you is if you feel like the insanely large citadel or steeple of towering pillars gets to you, which has happened more times than I can count. When I was completing this, I can't remember if there was music. I think there was when I was doing this towers because it was like a few months after the purge, so it was like when they were starting to play music in older areas, but not quite there. So that's Thunder's Tower Rush. Yeah, now it's time for the next ring of Ring 2 Tower Rush. Now it's time for Ring 2. Ring 2 is a pretty easy one. Like most of them are kind of easy, but you still want an idea where it is because you might spend a minute, like especially on other areas where it's towers. It's slightly more convoluted to get to like Zone 5. Although Zone 5, the one is closest like spawn, it takes a little bit to get there, which you'll see when you get there. Also, I still haven't figured out timestamps, so those unfortunately won't be here. I'll figure it out in October though. As of right now, I'm just trying to get videos out because of Video Rush, which is a good and bad thing. Anyways, to find it, you want to go to towers, but you see these towers right here, like right next to the center, like the left. What you want to do is you want to walk across these tiles right here into towers, go all the way. Eventually, you'll see a different colored tile. You want to jump on that, and that is Ring 2 Towers. It's very simple to find, but once you know where it is, you always know where it is. So yeah, this one is, it used to have 8, as I said, but it's kind of increased, so this is probably one of the more difficult ones, if not the most difficult. So yeah, Tower Rushes back then used to be the thing, now it's like the ultimate challenge if you can complete. Also, I will show Pit of Misery Tower Rush because there's gonna be somebody insane enough to attempt it. So also I'm doing the first floor of all these because why not? I might as well do it now, even though I have like no recollection of any of these towers. I mean I do, but yeah. So let's bring to Tower Rush. If you did this before all the updates, don't do it again because if you beat the Tower Rush, you beat the Tower Rush. Like that goes with anything. I should have done that with Arcania because I beat it when it was broken, but I beat it again because why not? Also, I haven't done a Tower Rush in a while. I need to get going to that. There's a couple I plan on doing such as Sound of his Tower Rush, but it'll probably be a hot minute. Anyways, yeah, that's ring 2. Let's not do that. Let's check to make sure the microphone is working. So that's ring 2 Tower Rush. Also, if you know what it is, you can just close it. So now it's time for ring 2 Sobrum, Garden of Ishil. So yeah. Oh look, we've wandered into Garden of Ishil. Anyways, I'm not taking the quick teleport because I got a little bit explained it. Also, this view is nice unless you can handle it, but yeah. This is probably the easiest of the Tower Rush. So if you want to complete, I recommend doing it now because when the Palace releases, that'll probably be in the Tower Rush, which will probably increase things in difficulty. So also, I highly recommend to have, like, if you use ultra low detail mode, I recommend switching it to normal because the lobby stays loaded. And if you fall in the tower and you land on the lobby, which wouldn't be there because of ultra, you'd probably be mad. So I recommend having like the ability to do normal, even if it means like, yeah, but like you want a better computer for towers just because like you could lag out. You want a computer that can hold on just long enough to complete it, especially on longer towers. So like going to diesel towers, it'll take you 2 hours maximum. So yeah, now that we're actually here, what you want to do is you can go on each side, but you got to go around the tower thing. I go left side, you can go right side, doesn't matter. Go around. Anyways, the tower is located under some bushes, which are located exactly behind the lobby, I would say. So that takes a couple seconds. These are all like kind of short, but if you don't know where it is, it might take a minute. Anyways, this is the big bush. You'll notice like translucent on top. You just want to jump down, and that is Artificial Towers. Yeah, this one has 13, but it's not too bad. You get pretty much free. The only thing that would be worth doing before then is probably everything in the unsafe towers, just because like they all like Flourishing Wasteland has an actual final stretch, which you will actually have nerves on. I had a couple nerves on it, but I did make sure I wouldn't fail it. So I recommend just knowing what to do on the unsafe and above. But yeah, besides that, you could probably sight read everything else. Yeah, that is Garden of Ishul Tower. Now it's time for a brand new ring, Ring 3 Tower Rush, which in my opinion has probably one of the easiest, if not the easiest one to locate. And I'll show you in a second. Now that you're in Ring 3, you'll see why this is the easiest one, because it is right at spawn. It's actually directly under spawn. So as you notice, there's this darker colored part here, and if you don't know it, just look around until you see it. Basically, what you want to do is you want to find it, which is kind of like en route to cat therapy. You want to squeeze through it. You want to go down this hole, which might take you a couple seconds because, yeah, it used to be easier, but it's kind of harder. And that's Ring 3 Tower Rush. It is the simplest one, so this is probably the first segment. Also, we're skipping over Event Roam because Event Roam doesn't have a Tower Rush. Not that I know of. It doesn't. There's no tower there. So you find it, you look at cat therapy, you turn around, find the darker parts, squeeze through this hole. So what I recommend is going to the side, try to get to the middle, and then just turn just like that. You got Ring 3 Tower Rush. This was my first Tower Rush. I beat it back when it was difficult and under, which was awesome. It was the easiest Tower Rush. But I did it when I did, because if I did it when Totally Tower Guy had, which was way later, yeah. So we gotta check it's working. I don't want to redo this. So yeah, Ring 3 Tower Rush. You want to turn in. Just make sure you're not sight reading Cohad, okay? I highly recommend, which I want mandatory, like, not really, but I really, really, really recommend is beating every single tower that's in the tower before going for it. And if you want to challenge yourself, go ahead. That's your choice, not mine. But like, if you want to do a tower rush, if you want to get it done, try to go for the easiest on everything, especially with outsides, because it sucks when you're far in a tower rush and you fail or you disconnect or something. So yeah. Anyways, that's Ring 3 Tower Rush. Not much more to explain about it. So yeah, now it's time for Ring 4. as we're skipping ring 3. Well, not ring 3. We're skipping event room because it doesn't have one. Now it's time for the ring 4 tower rush. So, it recently got an update. Wow, I failed to say that. But basically, fine, it's in the exact same location, it's just a different area surrounding it. So you want to go to towers, go where the old difficulty chart thing used to be, so about where Tower of Elysium is. So what you want to do is you want to get to Tower of Elysium, go on top of the frame, and you'll see Ring 4 towers as long as you're steering with the wall like this. Pretty simple, fine. Yeah, it's got 13. The other Ring 3 had 11, I think. Yeah, it had 12 and something like that. You'll see in the recording. I really don't want to go back, but yeah. That's Tower Spring Lake to get the skips. This Tower Rush, make sure you know what you're doing on each tower. I really recommend beating like Tower of Non-Symmetrical Platforms and above because like it can get tedious doing these again. Also, this is the ring where towers start getting more modern. I say that because like you'll notice like towers have a better gameplay. There's so many towers that are kind of old, but yeah. Anyways, now it's time for Ring 5. Now you'll notice I skipped Silent Abyss because you actually need Lost River to get to Silent Abyss, which I'll tell you in a second. So yeah, time for Ring 5. Now it's time for Ring 5. So for Ring 5, it's pretty simple. You go to the viewing area, and then you go on top, like you go on top of Sea Blizzards or this area. But instead, as you're going up, as you go carefully up, especially near this top stoplight, you'll notice this very transparent part. You go on top of it, and then you go through, you'll see this little crack, and that's Ring 5 towers. But also, as you can see this on cool group photos, if you go on here, squeeze through that one so gap, you'll find Rings 1 through 4 main towers. I actually made a video on this, which I will put in the description. Yes, I'm actually putting videos in the description on like weekly challenges, which I don't know why I decided not to. Anyways, yeah, that's just mini secret towers. I don't think there's many of those. I think that's really the only one. So yeah, Ring 5 towers. Please grind everything that is remorseless. Okay, please just beat it and make sure you got muscle memory. Man, it is the most stressful thing ever. Also, 11 towers. So yeah, just keep it in like deep mind. Like you gotta make sure you're not gonna lose on Tower Plus Healing and then Tower of Fracture Obstacles, which is kind of a break surprisingly. Because it's more of like a safety net. Just be careful on the outsides. The outsides are pretty simple, and I think if you fail them you can glitch back in. So just keep that in mind, and yeah. That's the Ring 4 towers. Now I'm not gonna link all the towers I've completed. Actually, I'm tempted to. If you see them in the description, yeah. But just a couple tower rush completions that I kind of don't want to relive. Also, I think this is the second floor at this point. I think I've surpassed the floor. Yeah, I have. Yeah, so that's Ring 5 towers. Now it's time for the sub realm, and then the sub realm, and the sub. You gotta be kidding me! I don't have a voice crack compilation feature, but if it does, yeah. Anyways, let's go to Lost River now. Yeah, we're in Lost River now. You can go this way to the main island, which has some cool views, but I want to get to the point quickly. I don't want you being stalled for like 27 minutes because it's already been 20 seconds. 20 seconds. That's like 10 seconds too many. So you go to main island, and you want to go the path I'm going because it's a compliment. I think they added after the release because I looked for when it released and I wasn't there. So what you want to do is you want to go to the oof counter on the main island, which is very visible right there. So get your way all the way up here, and then you want to go on the side, go on this like fence thing, which is the side to Tower Credite. And then you want to climb up this slant right here. If you have like a light in them, recommended. But basically, you want to get to the side of this house. You want to go behind the house. So you want to get onto this. You'll see it slants down a little bit right here, so you want to get up, and then you want to go all the way to the side. Go all the way around the house. Be mindful. And that's Lost River Tower Rush. So as I said, just make sure you do it. It's a short tower rush of 10 towers, but still can take you well. I failed this twice to a certain tower that didn't do me so. I could have beaten this, like right when it released. It was saving me so much time with the video rush, but hey, stuff happens. I still have yet to beat the tower. I'm hoping to grind this soon. I got like big motivation for tower rushes, but the problem is you need like so much time for them. It's like at the most bare minimum you need 2 hours. And that's for the shortest of the shortest tower rushes. I'd recommend having like an hour for one tower rush, like that mini tower rush, just because it'll take the time. Anyways, my cat is barking to wants to get in. My cat wants to get in the video. So, anyways, I just want to quickly get to this. If I get yelled at to get my cat apparently into my room. Wow, I am like going very personal right now, which is this is just a JToH video. So that's for two. That's this Lost River Tower. So now we're going to the suburb and the suburb. Now this is why you need to access Lost River, because like you'll go to Ring 4, you'll find the area which you need, and then you gotta go through Lost River Main Island to find 3 parts which you can use to build that rocket, which can be on this or Ring 4, which will then take you to Silent Abyss. It's very convoluted. There's probably some guides on YouTube about that. So yeah, now it's time for the suburb and the suburb. Silent Abyss. Now it's time for the Soul Realm and the Soul Realm, Silent Abyss, which looks slightly deep in the water. It's darker, but not too dark. Anyways, instead of going into the whatever this is, you go down this stair path to go onto the deep ocean floor. Also, GG this person. I'm not a big fan of that sequel, to be honest. It's cool that got in, but yeah. Anyways, it'd be good for tower rushes because you really can't die in it. Say you just go down here, then you head her in, but you'll notice as you fall down, you'll see this. Make sure you go back though. And oh look, it's Silent Abyss. Let's go. Anyways, it's Silent Abyss Tower Rush. So yeah, we'll not be doing the first floor on this. It takes like 17 minutes now because, well, it's kind of a modern area. It's got cool towers. This would be a cool tower to play, especially now because there's not as much. So yeah, you go on top of the fire with the flame with the flame with the fire. Also, that's invisible. So yeah, now it's time for Ring 6. Now it's time for the brand new Ring 6. The tower's location's in the exact same spot, but here's a way to do it. You could either go how you went to the old location of Citadel of Sith Recognition. You could go this way, wrap to the side. Basically how you would normally get there. You would go on top, then kind of go around. You could go on top of this. So yeah, there's multiple ways to do this, which I am filming on both of them. But yeah, you could do that wrap. Go on top of there, but yeah, you just basically got to get to that area right there, which yeah, I'm trying to show all 3 ways. I want to be the cool commentary guy, which I am. Alright, anyways, you could head it up onto this, go on top of here, which brings you on top of the tower. Or you can go, which probably is the intended way, which also is kind of closer. So what you want to do is you want to go into towers, as it is updated and revamped. Why did I say revamp like that? You go to community, culture, and group photos, and then you go through the T, which item clips you through. And then which one is if you're over there, you gotta go all the way around, because you can't go through there. You gotta go all the way around across this rectangle, and then you want to squeeze through this. Then you jump down. That is Ring 6 towers. This tower rush is I'm probably simpler tower rush. I didn't struggle that much on it. The only thing I struggled with was just like time constraint, as like I don't know. I like the intense towers in this ring. Somehow I actually like them. I like this kind of gameplay somehow. I think it's simple. I had to play simpler gameplay too because my old computer kind of died a little bit. Anyways, yeah. Tower friendly jumps. It's probably the simplest tower out there. Yeah, that's Ring 6. Now it's time for the 3 modern rings. I guess they're called the modern rings. This was supposed to be released before got shut down, but yeah, when it got turned to JToH, then this released like a month later. So yeah, that's this. Now it's time for Ring 7, which is when things really start going real. Why did I just Ring 7 time? Also, it's an empty server, so let's go. Anyways, to find you gotta find intermediate tower thing, which is literally right there off spawn. Just go around, and then you gotta do immediate reverse head hitter underneath it. You could also like jump to here and then kind of do that, but basically you just gotta get underneath the intermediate tower sign. Doesn't matter how you do that, you just gotta get under. And Ring 7 tower rush is right there. So you go inside, and it's tiny towers. I have had a couple of times, but each time I failed to quote unquote what was once the best tower in the game. It's actually pretty good. So yeah, Ring 7 was the ring back then. Once Ring 8 released, that's when 2020. I like the 2020 JToH. You can call me insane, but yeah. So this is probably easy. Ring 7 is surprisingly difficult and simple. Like you don't have too much. Like the average difficulty is probably challenging or intense. So yeah. Anyways, this is rushed building, which is apparently rushed. Anyways, yeah, this is going on way too long. We gotta get to ring 8 now. Okay, which I like to consider probably one of the better rings, even though ring 9 gives more skill. Yeah, we're getting to ring 8 now. Okay, this is getting way too off topic. It's ring 8 time. It's ring 8 time. Anyways, you go outside this like you're going top stuff ring up. Why is my voice cracking so much? Is you just go outside right here, and you want to go down this big path, but you want to look to your right. Oh, look, what's this? It's ring 8 tower rush. So yeah, I don't have much to say for these anymore. The tower rushes aren't too bad. My goal is to beat every single tower rush inside of World 1. And I have a few left. I have those annoying tower rushes that are in those past areas, which those will get done. And then there's ring 7 and Silent Abyss, because ring 1 through 6 has been dominated both ways. Yeah, I got a lot of tower rushes that I've completed, but also a lot left. So I think I just skipped a ton of gameplay. But it doesn't matter. I've done this like over a year ago. It's pretty simple. Just make sure you have a good enough computer. I'm glad I got my new computer I did, because JToH's been having some things. Performance-wise is okay, but it takes a lot to run this game now. Like a lot. It's gone. We're going to ring 9 now. So yeah, ring 9, which is probably the shortest harvest, but it's got a lot. It's basically entirely remorseless. So yeah, see you in ring 9. It's ring 9. Time for the biggest ring. I don't know. Time for the most advanced ring. I don't know what to say. I had an idea, but yeah. And as you go to the big castle thing, and you want to go up these stairs. You could go left or right, but you got to go up all these sets of stairs. So copy what I do, and you should be at all these stairs. And you want to keep going all the way to the top. And then you want to turn right. You'll find this. You'll see the Sky Lobby, but you don't want to go in the Sky Lobby. Instead, you want to go underneath, and you'll see Sky Lobby 2. So basically, you get this cool Sky Lobby. This is my favorite. It's cool. Anyways, you got to go all the way around this pillar. And lo and behold, you got Ring 9 Tower Rush. Fairly long. So yeah, you got, it's simple. It's got 5 towers. It used to be much more difficult because of a certain tower. But yeah, it's basically, you got one intense tower that's free. You can't fail, but it doesn't matter too much. You have well, I mean, it doesn't matter. This ain't even a soft lock. You can get back up. The worst part's probably this tower of questionable trials. Like tower past the pillars, just don't fail on the outside, and you're gonna win eventually. And pretty much everything else is free except if you fail really far. Because everything else you can easily save yourself on. So that's ring 9, and that is the end for now, because I'm going to separate this into 2 parts. 1 is World 1. 2 is World 2, because it would be way too long, and also I'm getting low on time. And I want to save my 2, spare videos for the last 2 days, because, yeah, September video rush, and seeing how lazy I am, I almost failed, once too many times. So that's every single tower rush in World 1 as of September 2023. Hope this is useful in some way, and yeah. See you next time with World 2.